Hello everyone, welcome to Learn and Enjoy English Stories, where we share stories that inspire, entertain, and help you improve your English in a fun way. If you're new here, you've come to the perfect place. This channel is all about combining the joy of storytelling with practical language learning. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered what goes on in the mind of a dog? What if I told you there's a dog who truly believes he's human? Sounds funny, right? But trust me, this story is as heartwarming as it is hilarious. Today, we're diving into the world of Max, a playful, golden retriever who tries his best to act like a human, from wearing tiny hats to pretending to read books. Max will make you laugh, think, and maybe even see the world from a dog's perspective. So grab your favorite snack, sit back, and get ready for a tale that's as delightful as it is unforgettable. Ready? Let's go! Melissa lived in a small, cozy house on the edge of town. She had a dog named Max, a playful and curious golden retriever who was always full of energy. But there was something special about Max. He thought he was human. Every day, Max tried to imitate Melissa's actions, from sitting at the table during meals to pretending to read books with her. Melissa found this behavior hilarious, but she never stopped to think how Max truly felt about it. Every morning, Max would wake up early and stretch his legs, just like Melissa did. He'd follow her around the house, watching every move she made. When Melissa sat down at the kitchen table with her coffee and toast, Max would jump onto the chair next to her and stare at her plate as if saying, "I want breakfast too." Melissa often laughed and gave him a small piece of bread, which Max ate carefully as though he were using a fork and knife like a proper human. Max even had his own little collection of human accessories. Melissa had bought him a tiny hat and a pair of sunglasses that she sometimes put on him for fun. Max loved wearing them. He would strut around the house proudly, wagging his tail and looking at himself in the mirror whenever he passed by. To Max, these items weren't just toys. They were proof that he could be part of the human world. One day, something changed in Max's mind. He realized that simply wearing hats or eating bread wasn't enough. If he wanted to truly belong to the human world, he needed to act more like them. So, Max decided to take things to the next level. That afternoon, when Melissa was reading a book on the couch, Max climbed up beside her and grabbed another book with his mouth. He placed it on his lap and stared at the pages intently, even though he couldn't read a single word. Melissa chuckled and said, "Oh, Max, you're such a funny guy." But Max didn't care. In his heart, he believed he was doing exactly what humans did. Later that evening, Melissa invited their neighbor, Mr. Thompson, over for tea. When Mr. Thompson arrived, Max greeted him enthusiastically, jumping up and barking loudly. Then, to everyone's surprise, Max grabbed a napkin from the table and tied it around his neck like a fancy dinner guest. He sat down on the floor near the dining table and looked expectantly at the food. Melissa and Mr. Thompson burst into laughter. "Looks like we have a real human-dog hybrid here," Mr. Thompson joked. But not everyone reacted the same way. A shy neighbor girl named Lily, who had come along with her father, seemed frightened by Max's strange behavior. She clung to her dad's leg and whispered, "Is he going to bite me?" Melissa quickly reassured her, explaining that Max was just being silly. Still, Max noticed the fear in Lily's eyes, and for the first time, he began to wonder if his attempts to be human were causing trouble instead of bringing joy. Over the next few days, Max became determined to prove himself as a true human. He practiced walking on two legs, or rather, two hind legs, around the living room, wobbling and falling multiple times. He tried to use Melissa's phone to call someone, only to end up licking the screen and accidentally knocking it off the table. Worst of all, one evening, while trying to sit in Melissa's big armchair, Max lost his balance and sent the chair toppling backward. The loud crash startled both Melissa and Max. For a moment, silence filled the room. Melissa rushed over to check on Max. "Are you okay, buddy?" she asked gently. Max looked up at her with sad eyes. He didn't understand why his affairs weren't working. Why couldn't he fit in? Why did people laugh at him instead of seeing him as an equal? That night, Max lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. His tail drooped, and his usual energetic demeanor was gone. Melissa noticed his sadness and sat down beside him. "What's wrong, Max?" she asked softly, stroking his fur. Of course, Max couldn't answer, but Melissa could sense his unhappiness. She decided it was time to talk to him, not as a pet, but as a friend. "Max," Melissa began, "you don't need to be human to be amazing. You're already perfect, just the way you are. You make me smile every day with your silly antics. And I love you because you're you. Humans admire dogs like you for your loyalty, playfulness, and unconditional love. We don't want you to change." As Melissa spoke, Max tilted his head, listening carefully. Slowly, his tail started wagging again. Maybe Melissa was right. Maybe he didn't need to pretend to be something he wasn't. He was already as special just as a dog. From that day on, Max stopped trying so hard to be human. Instead, he embraced his true nature. He still wore his hat and sunglasses occasionally, but no, it was just for fun, not to prove anything. He played fetch with Melissa in backyard, chased butterflies in the park, and napped lazily in the sun. And guess what? People loved him even more for being himself. Even Lily, the shy neighbor girl, warmed up to Max after seeing how friendly and gentle he was. One day, she came over and timidly held out her hand to pet him. Max licked her fingers affectionately, making her giggle. From then on, Lily became one of Max's biggest fans. Max learned an important lesson. Being different doesn't mean you're less valuable. In fact, it's our differences that make us unique and lovable. Whether you're a dog, a human, or anything else, the most important thing is to embrace who you are and share your true self with the world. And so, Max continued to love happily ever after, not as a human, but as the best version of himself, a playful, loving, and utterly adorable golden retriever. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this heartwarming story. I truly hope you found it as delightful and inspiring as I did while sharing it with you. If you enjoyed this mix of humor, emotion, and language learning, I'll be thrilled if you considered subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. It means the world to me and helps me keep creating content that entertains and educates. If you have any thoughts about Max's journey or if there's anything you'd like to share, feel free to leave a comment below. Did you find Max's antics as funny as I did? Or maybe you have a similar story about your own pet? I love to hear from you. I always enjoy connecting with you and reading your feedback. Know that we have reached the end of the story. Let's take a moment to review some of the words and phrases that might be new to you. For each one, I'll explain its meaning and show you the exact sentence from the story where it was used. This way, you will not only understand them better, but also remember how they are used in real-life situations. That's exactly what we aim to do here on Learn and Enjoy English Stories. Combine the joy of storytelling with practical language learning. Our goal is to make improving your English an engaging and enjoyable experience, one story at a time. So, if you're ready, let's dive into the vocabulary and phrases. Number 1. Cozy. Comfortable, warm, and inviting. Melissa lived in a small, cozy house on the edge of town. Number 2. Playful. Full of fun and energy. Fond of playing. She had a dog named Max, a playful and curious golden retriever. Number 3. Curious. Eager to learn or know about something. Max was always full of energy and extremely curious about everything Melissa did. Number 4. Stretch. To extend one's body or limbs. Every morning, Max would stretch just like Melissa did after waking up. Number 5. Mimic. To imitate or copy someone's actions. Max loved to mimic Melissa's every move, from brushing her teeth or tying her shoes. Number 6. Napkin. A small piece of cloth or paper used for wiping the mouth. At dinner, Max sat proudly at the table with a napkin tied around his neck. Number 7. Fancy. Elegant or stylish. Max looked like a fancy guest, wearing his tiny sunglasses and a napkin around his neck. Number 8. Strut. To walk with a confident or proud gait. Max strutted around the living room, wagging his tail as if he owned the place. Number 9. Accessory. An item that adds a style or completes an outfit. His accessories, like the hat and sunglasses, made him look even more adorable. Number 10. Entertain. To amuse or interest someone. When Melissa had guests over, Max loved to entertain them with his tricks. Number 11. Nap. A short period of sleep, especially during the day. After a busy morning, Max would take a nap on the couch, just like Melissa. Number 12. Practice. To repeatedly do something to improve a skill. Max spent hours practicing walking on two legs, determined to act like a human. Number 13. Wobble. To move unsteadily from side to side. When Max tried to walk on two legs. He wobbled and almost fell over. Number 14. Patience. The ability to wait calmly or in their difficulties. Melissa showed great patience as she watched Max try new things every day. Number 15. Companionship. A feeling of friendship and shared experiences. Their bond grew stronger through companionship, laughter, and countless shared moments. Number 16. Pretend. To imagine or behave as if something is true when it's not. Max loved to pretend he was reading a book, holding it carefully with his paws. Number 17. Adorable. Extremely cute or lovable. Everyone who met Max thought he was absolutely adorable in his tiny hat and sunglasses. Number 18. Determined. Having a strong sense of purpose and not giving up easily. Despite of falling many times, Max was determined to master walking on two legs. Number 19. Proudly. In a way that shows happiness or satisfaction. Max sat proudly next to Melissa, showing off his new trick. Number 20. Shared. Done or experienced by two or more people together. They shared many happy moments, laughing and playing together every day. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this story. I truly hope you found it as heartwarming and fun as I did by sharing it with you. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful or entertaining, I'd be so grateful if you could give it a like. It means a lot to me and helps others discover this channel too. That's all for today. Thank you again for being here, and I truly hope you'll join me for the next story. Until then, take care and have an amazing day.